the screen up?
Pulling it up right now. There we go. Sure.
Oh, whoops.
Okay.
Oh, was this what we wanted, or did Strive Scan have a slide first?
Okay, hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
Okay, so welcome panelists. My name is Lindsay Mee. I am actually a school counseling student at the University of Dayton. I just wanted to welcome you all to this session on the advantages of studying at premier independent universities in Florida. Just wanted to give you a couple reminders. The session ends approximately in 45 minutes. The session is being recorded. Just make sure you mute yourself while not actively speaking. And then you can also use the button to share your screen, which is listed right there. If you're playing a video, just make sure that you turn on this option when sharing your screen. Strive Scan will send you your list of registered students and transcripts of Q&A within a week. So if you send any questions, they'll receive that, or they'll send that to you within a couple weeks. And if you have any questions, just make sure you type your questions in the QA button. Don't press answer live, so just make sure you're not hitting that button while you're on there. And then you can also use the type answer button to send a private question if you would like. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you all. If you want to go ahead and get started, Leanne, on your first slide.
Awesome, perfect. So we've got it up and I think we're all ready to go.
All right, well, welcome everybody. Tonight's presentation is on the advantages of studying at premier independent universities in Florida. We're very happy and excited that you're able to join us. You can see the 4 schools that are involved in our presentation are Eckerd College, Florida Southern College, Florida Tech, and Lynn University. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to briefly introduce ourselves.
Hey everybody, my name is Brandon Oliver. I'm an admissions counselor at Eckerd College, and I have the region covering the Midwest. So yeah, and a fun fact about Eckerd is that on average, students travel over 1,000 miles in order to come study here.
Cool. Hey there, my name is Leanne Williams. I am the admissions counselor for Florida Southern College. I work with the mid-Atlantic states as well as Pennsylvania, Ohio, West Virginia, and Kentucky. I mentioned I'm an undergraduate admissions counselor, and a fun fact about me, my favorite movie is Beauty and the Beast.
That's good to know. My name is Nick Alley. I represent Florida Tech. I'm the undergraduate admission counselor for the Great Lakes states and Georgia. Fun fact about me is I have annual passes to Disney World and I cannot wait to go back and use them.
Very, very nice. My name is Omar Alnahas. I'm the Senior Assistant Director of Admission at Lynn University. And my territory is similar to my colleagues over here. I manage the DC metro area with Maryland, Virginia, Pennsylvania, and Ohio. And a little fun fact that's both about myself and Lynn is, as a foodie, I can honestly say hands down, Lynn has one of the best food in the industry. And you have to come for yourself to campus and check it out. And I'm gonna let now Nick tell you a little bit more about the advantages of studying in Florida.
Thank you very much, Omar. So overall, the biggest advantage of studying at our universities in Florida is that we are focused on you as the student. We are structured to offer small class sizes, low student to faculty ratios. We provide an individual, personalized approach to high quality, highly engaged learning experience. We value experiential learning And you will learn which means that you will learn by doing, engaging, and applying, sometimes in your first year here on our campuses. We are also focused on providing a high quality research experiences for our undergraduate students. Unlike some of the other schools that focus on grad students or doctoral candidates, we focus on the undergrads. We look to those undergrads to work with faculty and to conduct research. Our universities are focused on offering the most in-demand programs that you may be interested in areas that are growing exponentially. Employers are going to be looking to you for the future of their organization. From biological science research to health professions like physical therapy to computer science and aviation, there really is something for everyone at our schools.
Yeah, so just to drill down into some of those highlights of our universities, again, that heavy amount of engagement with the experts in the field. Our schools have very few or no graduate assistants or TAs leading courses. You're working directly with the faculty, teachers, and professors. We've got a lot of opportunities for undergraduate students to participate in and conduct research. Each of our schools have example of students who've been published with their professors as collaborators. That's one of the highest distinctions you can get at the undergraduate level. And finally, we are proud to provide students an education with a global focus. We encourage our students to embrace diversity both on campus and off campus through international connections and extensive travel abroad opportunities. Now I'm going to pass it on to Omar with some more info.
Thank you so much, Leanne. So whenever you think about a university, you typically end up thinking about two things, how much you're going to be spending and how much you're going to earn after graduation. It is very important to enroll at a university that is dedicated to your success. And our universities can definitely provide you with the highest quality of education that can be both affordable and can land your dream post-graduation. It is no wonder that students enrolling at a private university tend to graduate more on time than our public institution counterparts. To be more exact, they graduate 40% higher on average. Now, let's flip this into a figure part. I'm a finance kind of guy, and I like to break it down for the numbers. So when you delay your graduation after the 4-year time frame, each year is going to end up costing you roughly $55,000. That both includes a year of studying and potential income that you could have made. Now imagine if you delayed 2 years, now this is almost double to $100,000. So it is very important to enroll at a university that really puts you at the forefront and helps you with the graduation. As you'll see on the slide, between the four of us, we have an average outcome rate of 92%, which is much higher than the national average. When you look at our students have graduated. They're currently working for Fortune 500 companies, for smaller companies. They've even started their own businesses. Some have even decided to join the military, and others, of course, decided to go on to grad school at some of the top programs in the nation. And to say the least, some of our students love campus so much that they decide to stay on campus and pursue their graduate degree. So you can't really have any other reason than that to just show you how important it is to choose the correct university, and Florida can provide you with that. Now I'm going to turn it over to Brandon, and he's going to tell you why studying in Florida is one of the best academic choices that you can make.
All right, thanks, Omar. So before we get into the individual presentations for our colleges and universities, we're going to talk about why Florida in general and what makes these independent universities in this state so amazing. The first thing is that Florida offers a quality education. Florida's independent universities are among the nation's top performers, and our universities and colleges range in size, structure, academic programs, and settings. So no matter what your interests are, there's something that can be found here for you to study in. It's a wide range of options and diversity here in the state. The second reason is because of employment. Ranked 5th in the nation for high-tech employment and home to 15 Fortune 500 companies, students can pursue internships and career opportunities in a variety of industries, from aerospace and aviation to financial and health professional services. And a lot of those large companies and corporations here reach out directly to us colleges and the colleges in the region to seek employment and for the next generation. Third, we have affordability. Florida has the 6th lowest overall cost for a bachelor's degree of all the 50 states. And all of our universities also offer fantastic scholarship and financial aid opportunities. And if you want to learn more about that, please get in touch with some of the counselors individually, and we will be happy to tell you more about some of the scholarships and financial aid that we offer. And lastly, of course, we have the perfect climate. Florida is called the Sunshine State for a good reason. The average annual and high temperature is 80 degrees. So it's really a state that embraces getting outdoors, enjoying the weather, and also being in an environment like that really helps ease stress whenever you're in college. So it's a really great environment to study. So we're gonna jump right into the presentations now. Starting with my school that I'm here to represent, which is Eckerd College. So starting off, we have this picture of Eckerd, a great aerial view of campus. And something that people notice right off the bat is Eckerd's stunning location right on the Gulf of Mexico. We are a university or a college that really embraces our location for numerous reasons. And the beautiful setting really draws a lot of students from all over the US and all over the world. And I'll say I've been to many campuses across the US and also out of the country, and Eckerd truly is one of the most beautiful campuses that I've set foot on. All right, so the next slide will show a little infographic of where some of our students are coming from. Something that's a bit surprising about our college is that 80% of our students actually come from outside of Florida. So we attract students from all across the country and the world. And that kind of just goes to show that a lot of students that do choose to come here are a bit adventurous and open-minded. And we really value that at our college. We really value diversity of mind and thoughts to create a really unique and strong-knit community here. And when we go to our next slide, we'll begin to discuss a few of our, let's see, we can go to the next slide.
Oh yes, sorry about that. It keeps trying to, there we go.
Okay, thank you. All right, so there are quite a few things that are a bit unique and that stand out about Eckerd, and one of those being our academic calendar. So I know a lot of people are familiar with the semester-based systems, but here at Eckerd, we have the 4-1-4 academic calendars where students will take 4 courses in the fall, 1 in the winter, and then 4 courses in the spring. And these terms are really advantageous for our students because it allows them to take different courses and classes that they may otherwise not have had the chance to take, especially during that winter term, because it allows students to take courses that are maybe not particularly in their major. And even this is a great time where some of our students like to take advantage of those short-term study abroad opportunities where they'll go to different countries to study languages, to study sharks, marine animals, all sorts of things. So it's a really great benefit to some of our students. And then moving along, one thing that is different as well is our autumn term. So although we do operate on a 4-1-4 system, our first year students have a bit of a different schedule. They have something called autumn term where it's just for our first year students. It's a 3-week program that our students do take a course, but it's kind of like an extended orientation because we know that the transition from high school to college can be a bit daunting. And there's a lot that's different about college and higher education. So we like to take this time to make that transition a bit more easy, a bit more relaxed. And this time allows for the students to bond. As I said, we have students who come from all over the US, so a lot of them don't have friends that they're coming with. So there's a time for them to connect with other students, as well as faculty members. This is the time where our students will be paired with a faculty mentor, and the mentor will be a great resource for the student during their time at Eckerd, with helping them select courses and classes, but also whenever they're getting ready to graduate or they're looking for research opportunities or internships or employment, the faculty mentors can really help them go into the right direction to achieve those. So this slide talks about a few of our areas of study. Again, one of the great benefits of going to a liberal arts college is the wide range of programs that's available. Some of our most popular programs at Eckerd would include our marine science program, our animal studies, international studies, international business, and our psychology. All right, so one thing that people seem to notice right away when coming on campus is our love of animals. So Eckerd has been rated the #1 pet-friendly campus in all of the United States. So we do allow small dogs, cats on campus, but in addition, there are parrots, iguanas, snakes, sugar gliders, any small domesticated animal that you can think of is pretty much allowed on campus. And so this slide, we're going to talk a little bit about our waterfront. So as we previously seen, Eckerd is right on the water, and we have an amazing waterfront that we really utilize for 3 purposes. The first of which is academic. So the cool thing about this is that students who are interested in the sciences or marine biology, they're able to take hands-on courses right on campus on the water where they take samples and study marine animals. And so they're able to have their classes right on the water and utilize it for their courses and coursework. The second purpose would be for service. Eckerd has the United States only maritime college search and rescue team. So this is a group of volunteer students who work with the Coast Guard, and they respond to emergencies in the Tampa Bay area. And it's really a great way for students to get involved and volunteer if they're interested in that. And then last but not least, of course, recreational purposes. The waterfront is a really great spot for students to relax, eat with friends. You can rent kayaks, canoes, sailboats, paddleboards, all types of water equipment, and enjoy that during your time at Eckerd as a student and even beyond. And so getting down to application, there are 2 ways to apply. You can fill out the common application or the Eckerd application on our website. You do have to submit your an official high school transcript. Official ACT and SAT scores are going to be accepted, but it's completely optional for this upcoming year. A letter of recommendation is needed from an academic source, and an application fee, which if you apply before November 15th, you'll be considered for early action, and so you don't have to pay the application fee. And that's pretty much all I have. Thank you all for listening, and thank you for your time. If you want to learn more about Eckerd, you can read about us in the Colleges That Change Lives. It's a publication that features a few colleges that have been progressive and innovative in their approach to learning. And so this is a great resource. And also my contact information will be at the end of the presentation. Thank you all and have a good evening.
Awesome. Thank you, Brandon. So I am now going to talk a little bit about Florida Southern College. To get started with some basic information, Florida Southern is located in the city of Lakeland, and that is almost exactly halfway between Tampa and Orlando, if that helps give you a point of reference. We've got about 3,500 total students, so not too big, not too small. Of those students, 60% are from the state of Florida and 40% are from out of state. We've had students from just about all 50 states as well as 50 foreign countries in terms of our international student population. A little bit about academics. Here at FSC, we have 70 different programs of study across those 5 different schools. We also offer 16 what we call pre-professional tracks. Some of our most popular majors include biology and marine biology, business, music, theater, and exercise science. We are a liberal arts college at our core. So no matter what your major is, you're going to be getting a well-rounded degree. Additionally, about 40% of our students double major or combine their major with a minor. So there's lots of opportunities to study more than one passion. We place a heavy emphasis on engaged and experiential learning, so you are going to be an active participant in the classroom no matter what your major is. We truly believe in the power of learning by doing, and we want to make sure students are getting immersed in their field as soon as possible. Engaged learning looks a little different for each major, but some of my favorite examples include our nursing program, which is direct entry, so you're starting nursing courses right away and getting some great experience in our sim lab, and then you're working in clinical rotations by sophomore year. Our education students also have lots of opportunities to get classroom experience, both at the Roberts Academy, which is an elementary school on campus, and our traditional preschool right here on campus too. We also take a very personalized approach to education. Our average class size is about 18 students, and we have a 14:1 student to faculty ratio. So you get to work in close contact with the experts in your field because all of our courses are taught by the professors themselves. Part of our engaged learning experience includes what we call our 3 guarantees. These are 3 additional enhancements to our program that we think, kind of enhance the FSC experience. The first guarantee is study abroad. We guarantee this through a program called the Junior Journey. That's a 7 to 10-day trip that takes place over school breaks in either your junior or senior year. You go with a professor, so there's a rigorous academic component to the trip. And the reason we put it over these breaks is so that every student gets to go no matter what your major is. We also guarantee internships to all of our students. The biggest reason we think this is so important is because 95% of employers are looking for new hires with experience. So we want to make sure you're graduating with a solid degree as well as a competitive resume. Students have the options to do internships locally during the school year, or if they want, they can do something a little bit closer to home over the summer or other breaks. And the last guarantee is graduation on time. We're able to offer this guarantee in addition to everything we've already shared because students are paired with an academic advisor in their field of study as soon as they are on campus. They're guaranteed to meet with an advisor 4 times a year to make sure that they are staying on track for all of their graduation requirements. So of course, the big question then is, why does this all matter? Well, because it boils down to post-graduation success. About 1/3 of our students go on to some type of graduate program and the rest enter the workforce. We've got some examples of institutions and companies that our students have gone on to join, but we are very proud to report that 97% of our students are achieving their post-graduation goals within that first year of leaving FSC. So obviously academics are the majority of what we do, but we also wanted to talk a little bit about student life because FSC does pride itself on being a true campus community. We do require students to live on campus all 4 years, but on the flip side of that, that means you're guaranteed to have on-campus housing all 4 years. We have 16 different residence halls on campus in a variety of styles, everything from your traditional dorm to even some college-owned apartments that our upperclassmen like to take advantage of. A little bit about athletics. So we have 20 NCAA Division II sports teams on campus and 30 national championships under our belt. So there is a lot of school spirit surrounding FSC athletics. Varsity recruiting is competitive and handled by the coaches directly, but students who are interested in athletics are encouraged to go to our athletic website and fill out the prospective athlete questionnaire. And students who want to be involved in athletics, but maybe not at the varsity level, we have tons of opportunities at the club and intramural level. So speaking of clubs and activities, FSC has over 100 different clubs and organizations. So there are tons of ways to be involved on campus. Everything from Greek life to student government to faith life and performing arts organizations and just about every special interest group you can think of. There truly is something for everyone. So now that we've talked a little bit about FSC, we can get down to business in terms of the application process itself. First of all, there is no fee to apply, no matter how you choose to do so. And our application is available on our website, the Common App, and the Coalition app. In addition to the application document, we're also going to need a high school transcript, a letter of recommendation, and a personal statement. This year, FSC has adopted a test optional policy, so you can either submit ACT or SAT scores. We don't preference one over the other, whichever one you've taken, or if you will not be submitting test scores, we just require an additional writing sample. Something that I like to point out on this slide, you do not need to have everything ready to send in all at once. You're welcome to send in each of these materials one at a time as they become available. And we are on rolling admission, so that means once we receive all of your application documents, you'll get your decision from us within 2 to 4 weeks. And then, as we know, cost is a major factor in that final college decision. So we just wanted to touch real quick on financial aid. Every application is automatically considered for an academic-based scholarship, and you don't need to apply separately. We do encourage students to file the FAFSA at least the first year because we do also offer some need-based aid opportunities. Some departments on campus offer scholarships based on athletic recruitment, portfolio review, audition, etc. And then we are a scholarship stacking school. So that means we are going to accept any external grant or scholarship you receive from an outside organization. So with that being said, I am going to pass the baton on to Florida Tech.
Well, thank you, Leanne. I appreciate that. So, as you can see on the slide, we are located in the east coast of Florida, right midway through in the state. It's great for launching rockets or flying aircraft or involved in marine sciences. We are a small school, founded in the late 50s to give academic and intellectual aid to the Space Center. As a matter of fact, in 2011, I was hired by a former astronaut. So they're all over the place, including we have a Buzz Aldrin Institute. You can see that we have just under 200 programs in total, and we have about every state and over 100 countries represented for our student body. So as you can see the telescope picture here, we have 4 colleges under the university umbrella. The College of Aeronautics has a world-class flight line with over 30 aircraft to supply the needed demand for the shortage of pilots that exists in the world. We also have a College of Business we offer a whole spectrum of potential degrees, but many of our students use the College of Business to augment their education with graduate degrees. The College of Psychology and Liberal Arts in Humanities is forensic psychology, criminal justice, a whole bunch of different options there. We also have a Scott Center for Autism Treatment on campus as well. The College of Engineering and Science represents 75% of the student body. We are known as the STEM school, the STEM University of Florida. Once you get accepted into the College of Engineering and Science, you will take courses in your major within the first semester. So we admit you right into the program. For high school students, remember that for that college, for the STEM college, we require you to have 4 years of math and 4 years of science. For the other 3 colleges, you're going to need 3 years of math and 3 years of science. Next slide, please. So Brevard County has a lot of high-tech companies within it. Northrop Grumman, Lockheed Martin, L3 Harris, GE, and so on and so forth. So a lot of our students, they make getting an internship or a co-op a goal, and it's a great goal to get. Gives them extra opportunities, but it also allows them to potentially work for those companies. Many of our students go on through those internships and get their first jobs, and they're in really high-paying and great opportunities. We generally get high-quality students. All of you watching this, perhaps getting advanced placement or dual enrolled credit. Because of the hard work that you put in high school, sometimes that enables you to graduate early or to get an advanced degree in 4 or 5 years. So we always have that advantage as well. The student year for our STEM students, they get to do a student design project. So our student design project is hosted in April of every year by Northrop Grumman. It's in our Clemente Center. It's a tremendous showcase. We have a machine shop and a student design center for our students. If you come on down to tour the school as an engineering student or a science student, you'll get to see it. A lot of opportunities. If you do come down after April, it's a great time to see these projects. Some of these projects can really get these students jump-started in their career, so they're very fortunate. Athletics, we have 18 sports, 9 male, 9 female. We participate in the Division II Sunshine State Conference, which is very academic oriented and also highly competitive. Remember, athletics is a great opportunity for students to augment their opportunities for finances to help with tuition and offset that. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the admission process. Unlike the other schools, we are not, we do require the SAT and ACT, so that's still one of the things that we are going to require. If you have done that, that's awesome. But we do not require official transcripts at this point. We do need an application. You can use a school app or a common app. We are a common app school as well. We do need a transcript. It can be unofficial for me to make my decision. Right now, we are, of course, on rolling admissions as well, so we can do that. I can get that turned around really quick for you. You'll notice that the essays and letters of recommendation are not required. They're optional. It really does help when you do include them. It gives counselors an opportunity to see what you've done. A lot of you have done some amazing things. First Robotics, Vex Robotics. Some of you are Gold Award winners or Eagle Scouts. Those come with very nice scholarships, annual scholarships. So sometimes we don't hear about that unless we read those essays. So please include as much information as you can. As you can see, 60% of the 11,000 or so applications we get a year are admitted. Our weighted GPA hovers around 3.9. That's boosted largely by our STEM students. The application process for the College of Aeronautics, College of Business, and the College of Psychology is a little bit different. It's not as rigorous, as I said, the 3 years of math and science as opposed to the 4. You can see the mid-range of the SAT and the ACT scores. But again, we do look at this holistically. So we are not test optional, so you're going to need to have to schedule an ACT or SAT at this point. Over 95% of our students are placed in their first job in government service, the military, or grad school in the first year that they graduate. We have a career service department, which is excellent. They put on career fairs, internship fairs. They'll read your resume. They'll give you tips on interviews. So we really focus largely on placement. Our alumni are amazing with this too. It's really a great opportunity for you to secure that first job. As you can see, almost all of our incoming students receive some kind of financial assistance. In some cases, you can see that average there are large sums. I really recommend that you apply for one. Your shortlisted schools. Apply, it doesn't cost anything, and you'll get a financial package, and that will help enhance your decision. This last slide, we have a greater chance of seeing you here on campus if we give you more money. We have a greater chance of giving you more money if you fill out the FAFSA form. So I highly recommend filling out the FAFSA form. It opens up doors. Even if you don't think you're going to get any money, we can surprise you. Once that FAFSA form is filled out, we can look for additional funding and hopefully see you on campus. I'd like to hand off now to Omar from Lynn.
Thank you so much, Nick. So the last university of the presentation is Lynn University. I believe, are one of the ones that are located farther south in the state of Florida. We actually are located in the city of Boca Raton, which is an hour north of Miami. If you're looking from Fort Lauderdale, it's about half an hour north, and then we're about 20 minutes south of West Palm Beach. So that's 3 airports that you're able to come in and you're able to fly out of. One of the beauties of Lynn University is truly our size. We are a small independent university, about 32,000 students, but within a 5-mile radius, there's 40,000 students. So you're getting a dual benefit. Within the classroom, you're getting a small classroom of an average of 18 to 19, and you have that connection with the faculty, which are all professors with terminal degrees. But even if you want to get more of an in-depth network, you can have it both on campus and within the city as well. While Boca is known for its beautiful beach and we're only about 3 miles away, it makes it quite a temptation for students to finish class and go straight away to the beach and to the pool. We're actually located in one of the hottest growing areas in the United States when it comes to job growth. Believe it or not, within 40 miles of Lynn, there are 30 Fortune 500 companies that have headquarters. Those are like Visa, Publix, Hilton. Most of the Carnival cruise lines all have headquarters that are very close to Lynn. And with that is we have both the option of having you being able to intern and get job opportunities with both as a domestic and an international student as well. And speaking of international students, we're actually rated #1 in most international students within the regional universities in the South. You'll see in the next slide that we actually are comprised of students from all across the nation. We have students from almost all 50 states, including territories as well. We have students from close to 100 different countries, and I'm one of them. I'm just a recent grad of Lynn's MBA program. I'm Egyptian. My director is Italian, and my VP is South African. And this is just within one department at Lynn, and this carries on throughout all of campus. Now, I know this is a time in which it's very hard to travel and do study abroad, even though we do study abroad in 6 out of the 7 major continents. Having this true diversity at Lynn, you're able to garner the experience and the diversity from the students that are coming and studying on campus. You're gonna see that our study philosophy is very, very different. In the next slide, you're gonna see that we truly focus on having on the iPad is our method of learning. Every student at Lynn will get the latest iPad with the keyboard and the pencil. And it's not just a method for you to watch Netflix after class, but this is where all of your education is at. You no longer need a book bag that is heavy with books that are 60, 70 pounds. The iPad has everything. All your books are preloaded onto it, which saves you a lot of money. And at the same time, we're in 2020, we're having a generation of digital natives that are very comfortable with electronics. So why not have the book where you can highlight, you can put a sticky, you can watch a video, you can answer your tests, your quizzes, and your homework all on one device. That makes it pretty easy to have a very enjoyable college experience. You're also gonna notice that we've been ranked on Apple's distinguished list of schools 6 times in a row, which is quite an achievement. Not just because of our use of the iPad, but it carries on more into our actual study. You'll see in the next slide that our foundation has been divided into core subjects, which are called the dialogues. And those are carried into all of our majors. You'll see in our majors, we have everything from advertising to professional piloting. We have a conservatory of music. We have biology for our students that want to go into pre-med, and much, much more. And for our students that are more on the academic side, that are a little bit more savvy, you can actually do an accelerated 3-year degree and graduate quite early. When you look at it, when I say quite early, yes, you're graduating a year early, but when you look at it, if you graduate and get a job, that 1 extra year, when you look at it at the back end, when you actually look at retirement down the road, it makes almost a difference of $250,000 when it comes to your retirement. Now, it's something that not many people are thinking of at the moment, but keep that in mind the next time you're looking at a university. Now, in the next slide, I was saying that we've structured our study a little bit different, and we call them the dialogues. They're broken into 5 key components, as you can see in front of you. Now, what do we mean by dialogues? For instance, quantitative reasoning. While most schools require statistics, we have a class that is revolved around personal finance. How do you balance your checkbook and your credit cards? How do you apply for an APR for a car or for your mortgage? How do you actually understand stocks? What's in the stock, how the tickers are going up and down? When we're looking at belief and reason, we actually have a class that is called Magic, Science, and Religion, which is just mind-blowing to have all of these different subjects that are so unique in one class that are going to be able to broaden your horizon. When we're looking at Justice and Civic Life, we have a specific class for the Nuremberg trials, which is very, very fascinating just to understand that piece of history and how it has impacted us so many years later. With this sort of dialogues that we have, this carries all throughout all 4 years. So that enables you 2 things. You have a foundation that is with you all 4 years, but you also get to start your major and from your freshman year and carry it all 4 years. But when we look at Lynn, it's not all academics. In the next slide, you're gonna see we have everything that you can imagine that a big school has in a small field. When it comes to sports, we're just like our colleagues in this presentation. We are NCAA D2. We have 25 national championships and 38 conference titles. So it's quite competitive, and you can always reach out to the coach if you're interested in joining the team. When it comes to clubs and organizations, we have well over 60 clubs and organizations. We have Greek life, fraternities, and sororities. We do a lot of community service and volunteer work, both in our immediate city and within Southern Florida as a whole. But best of all, you can do all of this anywhere. Whether you decide to do virtual learning or you come to campus, everything is available for you. And the best way to truly understand how Lynn operates is to come visit on campus. We're currently open for campus visits. You go to lynn.edu/visit and you can schedule your visit. And for those of you that cannot come and visit us on campus, make sure to check us out on social media, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, whatever you call it. You're gonna find us on social media, and it's gonna give you a little bit more of a perspective about what Lynn can really offer you as a prospective student. And then for the next slide, we're gonna be looking for any questions that our students may have.
Well, thank you all very much, whether you're watching this live or whether you're watching this as a recording. We do appreciate it. You see on this last slide all of our contact information in case you want to reach out to us. We would like to ask questions. I think we have a couple of minutes. Guys, I think one of the questions that a lot of people from this Great Lakes states ask oftentimes is about hurricanes, coming to Florida and hurricanes. So just real quick, let's go around. How do your schools deal with hurricanes when and if they happen?
Yeah, I can start. So Lakeland, we're pretty far central Florida. So, you know, they're not supposed to get super bad where we are, but with nature, you never know. The biggest one we had recently was Hurricane Irma in 2017. And that one, we had a couple different options. We did encourage students to evacuate if they were able, but if they were not, we either had students stay with a friend locally or right here on campus, everyone gathered in a central building and waited out the storm.
I know for my school, we do have a flight line, as I mentioned, and so we have our hangar can only fit about 11 planes, so that's a big thing for us. We may have to evacuate 20 plus of our planes here and there, but for the dorms, they're rated for hurricane class 3, so we've taken every precaution and we can evacuate if need be. But it should be known that we do not get hurricanes every year. It may seem like that to you guys out there, but they are rather rare. Anything else? Anybody have anything else to offer? And by the way, another question that pops up too is, do you have air conditioning? Here in Florida, we have air conditioning everywhere. So I'm sure the panel would agree, all of the buildings have air conditioning. And I know that Omar has made everybody really hungry, him mentioning that he was a foodie at the very beginning of the presentation. So we're all gonna go out and have a nice dinner now, I think. Does everybody anything have to say here before we kick it back? All good? Okay, well, thank you all very much for attending. We do appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Thank you all for joining us. I appreciate it. If you have a chance after you close the window, there will be a 4-question survey that will appear. So if you could fill that out. Also, if you're interested in other sessions, check out our schedule at www.oacac.org. And then this recording will also be available, as all sessions are being recorded, and will be available at www.oacac.org. Thank you all very much.